If we as a society don't do anything about unstable countries having nukes, we might end up like The Setting in the Road by Cormac McCarthy. We as a society can't really do much about this problem, actually, other than prepare for the worst, like keeping long-lasting food and stored in case of emergency, like nuclear warfare, shown in the road. It is time to ban nuclear weapons by Toronto Star Newspapers Limited. It states that banning nuclear weapons is one step closer to promoting world peace and ending nuclear stalemate threats. It also states that if there were a nuclear war, nearly everyone will die, and it's guaranteed that you will not survive if you live in a crowded area. That was just one warning, but the consequences are horrid. In Nuclear Winter by Environmental Ecopedia, it states that the entire planet would be plunged into a very bitter winter that would last months, or even years. The most severe consequence would be that Earth's climate would be too cold to grow vital food crops including rice, wheat, and corn. It would likely lead to starvations of hundreds of millions of people who survived the initial blast. In effect, it would most likely be the end of civilization, as we know. It also talks about how the term nuclear winter is described as the aftermath of an event that leaves huge amounts of particle matter in the atmosphere, blocking the sun and cooling the earth so we don't have crops. Also, it could lead to a chain of volcanoes erupting. What I just described is what occurred in the road. They're in a nuclear winter and heading south for a chance of warm weather. One solution so we don't end up like The Setting in the Road is to get rid of all nuclear weapons by signing peace contracts and having all nukes destroyed by signing peace treaties that are international. The only thing comparable between the current status of the world and the road is that, it's not peaceful in both worlds. In the real world, it's not peaceful, and in the road. And the only thing different in the road is that billions of people are dead. What would you do if there was a nuclear warfare going on? How would you survive? The impact of a nuclear warfare on Earth would be devastating. As I stated earlier from the Nuclear Winter article, the effects of the world are bad. A nuclear attack could cause fatalities, injuries, and infrastructure damage from the heat and the blast of the explosion, and significant radiology consequences, not to mention the severe amount of radiation. All cities will be wiped, forests and ecosystems will be incinerated, oceans will most likely be dried up, if not turned toxic due to all the radiation. According to www.statistica.com, the world's nuclear powers have approximately 13,400 nuclear warheads, and America's budget is $76.8 billion. While I understand it's essential for countries to have nuclear weapons because if someone else uses them, you have to protect your people, we should still find a way to stop the use of threats and nukes. Everyone listening should care about the modern problem, because if you don't want to end up like the two characters seen in the road, you should care. Not to mention, most people can't survive in the modern world, let alone in an apocalyptic dystopian society.